Good afternoon, Westwood, and welcome to Morrison Park here in beautiful Islington. We've had many different guests, Evan, on our podcast who are from Islington, and they call it the heart and soul of Westwood. You know, I can't disagree. On a night like tonight, perfect night for senior night for softballs, honoring 3 seniors for your Wolverines. And right back in the same setting as last year for one of our favorite games of the year, the TVL Large clinching win for your Wolverines.
It's a great game for Westwood to play here at Morrison Park, under the lights, by the train tracks. We'll probably do an MBTA counter as it goes by tonight, but you know, last time we were here, Westwood versus Norwood, a history-making match for the Wolverines, their first TVL championship in over 41 years, clinching, and still in the hunt for the TVL championship this year. You know, 2 games behind Hopkinton. They face Hopkinton Wednesday, so it'll be a big matchup tonight, big matchup Wednesday, but it's going to be, you know, every match now counts. We're in that part of the season where, you know, this is where the games start to matter more, especially not just for TVL, but for your rankings. You know, where are you going to line up in the playoffs? Right now, I think Westwood's, I believe, at least top 16. They will have at least one home game.
Yep.
I don't have the exact number off the top of my head, but you know, they're fighting to keep that home playoff game. Maybe have a second home playoff game.
Absolutely.
Last year they were away, so it's going to be, you know, there's a lot on the line for these teams right now. Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, Dedham at 6-7, trying to get above 500 so they can get an automatic qualifier. You know, as you know, playoffs, you need to be above 500 and
this
that.
is a Dedham team too, Evan, that when we talked to the seniors on when we talked to the captains on the podcast, they mentioned that this is a rival. They just couldn't really get over the hump versus this Dedham team. And it wasn't like Dedham was an 800-pound gorilla. It was just a team that had their number. It was a team that was kind of their Achilles heel in the last few years. However, Westwood, first game of the season, got off to a win over Dedham. So a great start, looking to complete the clean sweep on the season with the win today.
Well, you know, these are 2 teams that know each other really well. I think a lot of these girls played softball, Little League softball together as kids.
Yes.
So, you know, these kids know each other. I mean, even last year's senior night game against Norwood, the Dedham kids, I remember, were on this side with us watching and cheering a lot of them on. So while it is a crosstown rivalry, these are 2 teams that know each other really well, have a lot of respect for each other, are going to compete hard. You know, Dedham and Westwood are both playing for something tonight. So I think you're going to see a great competition between 2 competitors that know each other really well and have a lot of respect for each other.
Absolutely. And we are celebrating seniors. This is senior night, Evan. There's 3 fantastic seniors for your Westwood Wolverines. Sasha Marino, also have Amelia O'Neill, and probably the most decorated pitcher in girls softball history ever. There's no question about that. And probably one of the most dominant athletes to ever come through Westwood High School, Bridget Malkeen, who most recently, 700th strikeout in the Ashland game. We're going to kick it over to Tom Lydon, who's going to kick off the senior night festivities.
Of our seniors, and wish all of them well as they embark on the final month of their high school softball careers. So many of us have watched them grow, investing hours of support, coaching, and love, and we convene at this field at this time with appreciation for their dedication and so very impressed by what they have accomplished individually and as teammates. This night was specifically selected for senior night because Westwood's bond with Dedham's program is unique. Not only are we respected rivals from neighboring towns, but over the last many years we have been teammates, friends, and champions together. So we begin our night by honoring our seniors from Dedham. Please welcome to the field number 11, Dana Gillen. Dana's the captain on this year's team, playing second base for the Marauders and putting the finishing touches on a 4-year varsity career. Next year, Dana will attend Stonehill College, so let's give it up for number 11, Dana Gillen. Time to welcome Dedham's catcher, number 20, Elena Martin. So dangerous behind the plate and at the plate. When you need a big hit, there is no one else you'd rather see in the batter's box. Elena has excelled in field hockey, ice hockey, and softball throughout her career at Dedham, and has thrown out and picked off more runners than we can count. Elena will also attend Stonehill College next year, where she will follow in the footsteps of her parents, pursuing criminology. Please welcome Elena Martin. Next up, Dedham's standout do-everything, number 9, Mary Stronach, who will pitch tonight. Whatever position you need her to play, from shortstop to pitcher to catcher to slugger, a phenomenal competitor on the field, on the ice, and on the diamond, with a ferocious drive and an equally impressive ability to connect with and inspire her teammates. Next year, Mary is headed to Bryn Mawr College, where she will play field hockey while beginning her journey toward law school. Please welcome again, number 9, Mary Stronach. Now let's turn our attention to our Westwood seniors, all 3 of them captains on this year's 2025 Wolverine squad. We start with number 8, Amelia O'Neill. Amelia is an incredibly instinctive athlete, able to play anywhere on the diamond, infield, outfield, behind the plate, wherever she is needed to help the team win. A 4-year varsity player, Amelia has a smooth glove, can run the bases better than anyone else on the team, and has come up with many big hits throughout her career. Amelia is headed to Westfield State College, and tonight she's celebrated by her family and her friends for a fantastic career. Ladies and gentlemen, senior captain number 8, Amelia O'Neill. Let's welcome our shortstop, number 10, Sasha Marino. You will not find a more supportive teammate, and you won't ever hear a more vocal cheerleader on the Westwood Softball diamond. Sasha is a standout athlete, a fantastic hockey player who has accepted a scholarship to play at Assumption University beginning next year. A returning Tri-Valley League Softball All-Star, a 4-year starter at shortstop, and one of the best to ever come through the Westwood Softball program. Let's hear it, like you can, for number 10, Sasha Marino. And our final senior will finish her career with the Wolverines, universally recognized as the greatest softball player in Westwood history. Number 6, Bridget Mulkeen. Bridget continues to amaze us day in and day out with her abilities on the field and the incredible positive bond she's had with each and every one of her teammates since she's pitched her first game as a freshman back in 2021. Since then, she has won 41 games, a school record. She has thrown 6 no-hitters, a school record. And she has struck out 706 batters, a school record. That's not to mention her prowess at the plate, where this year she's batting .625, and she's not done yet. Bridget has accepted a scholarship to play softball at Holy Cross next season. So let's give it up one more time for the Queen Bee, a 3-time TVL All-Star and 2-time TVL Pitcher of the Year, number 6, Bridget Mulkeen. Congratulations to all of the seniors. We'll find a time for you to take photos with your families shortly. You can join your teammates again. Time now to meet the players from both teams, and let's start with the visiting Dedham Marauders. First, number 3, Sophie Baroni. Number 7, Jill Landers. Number 8, Audrey Tartaglia. Number 15, Mary Kate Megan. Number 17, Alexa Jansen. And now the starting lineup for the Marauders. Batting first and playing third base, senior captain, number 11, Dana Gillen. Batting second and playing shortstop, number 16, Liana Florio. Batting third and pitching, number 9, Mary Stronach. Batting fourth and catching, number 20, Elena Martin. Batting fifth and playing center field, number 1, Nicole Andrews. Batting sixth and playing right field, number 4, Emmy Lang. Batting seventh and playing left field, number 19, Jocelyn Roberts. Batting eighth and playing first base, number 2, Megan McNamara. Batting ninth, playing second base, number 18, Elena Goldsberry. Now let's meet the Westwood Wolverines. First, the reserves. Number 2, a freshman, Catherine Granada. Number 12, a junior, Maddie McMahon. Number 13, a sophomore, Bella Gentile. And now your starting lineups for Westwood. Batting first and playing shortstop, number 10, Sasha Marino. Batting second and playing left field, number 24, Mia Poles. Batting third and catching, number 1, Izzy Walsh. Batting fourth and pitching, number 6, Bridget Mulkeen. Batting fifth and playing right field, number 8, Amelia O'Neill. Batting sixth and playing third base, number 5, Abby Johnson. Batting seventh and playing first base, number 3, Eve Clinton. Batting eighth and playing second base, number 14, Brooke Benger. Batting ninth, the designated hitter, number 4, Mia French. Playing center field, number 11, Julia Raffoni. We just brought up to the varsity roster last week, number 9, unfortunately not in the program, but we still love her. Give it up for Bella Heppelman. The Wolverines are coached by Tom Grandy, along with his assistants Caroline Mitchell, Jerry Regal, Fran Cawley, and JV coaches Anissa Amaryllis and Marissa Poma. At this time, we ask you to please stand, and if you are able to, please remove your caps as we honor America with the singing of our national anthem. And to sing tonight's national anthem, let's welcome Westwood's left fielder, junior number 24, Mia Pohl.
That was fantastic. Senior night festivities, not just celebrating the Westwood seniors, they celebrated the Dedham seniors, and they did it in an awesome fashion. Tom, terrific job, a little description about every senior.
Yep.
You know, what makes them not only just the great players they are, but the great teammates.
Absolutely. No, and you know, Tom knows this team really well. His celebrated senior night last year with daughter Dahlia, so. And I think he was a Little League coach as well for a lot of these girls. So
yes.
He's watched them grow. I'm sure he wants to do a little something special for them. But once again, what a great ceremony for not only for Westwood, but for Dedham. A really good class act by
Very
Westwood
classy.
to, you know, shout out those seniors as well and all the work that they've done as well. You know, they work, every senior in the TVL puts in that type of work, and it's apparent by their play on the field. So I think we're ready for a good night of softball here at Morrison Park.
Yep. We have the national anthem sang by Mia Poles, also playing left field today for your Wolverines. Great job, Mia.
You know, we said it in the track senior night, having a senior sing the national anthem beforehand. That has to get in your head a little bit.
If you're the opponent, I'm ready to hop on the bus. When you have your opponent singing the national anthem to kick things off, I mean, that is mind games 2.0.
100%.
We're expecting a terrific game, too. I mean, you were saying, Evan, both teams, there's a lot on the line for both teams. And it's certainly seeding when it comes to the TVL tournament, or excuse me, the MIAA tournament.
Yep.
But this is where you build your momentum to go into playoff softball.
Oh, 100%. I mean, you want to, you know, every game from here on out is whether you need it or not, is a must-win. Even if you're Dedham and you might not necessarily be in the running for TVL champions. Every game still matters. You got MIAA playoffs to play for. You just have, you know, school pride to play for. You know, you want to win out. You want to finish the season strong. And, you know, there's only 3 seniors on the Dedham team. You know, if you have a good end to this season and on a high note, that can carry into the next season. Mm-hmm. We've seen that for Westwood firsthand. Having a great season last year carried into this season, and that's why we have a really strong Westwood team, I feel. They built off of that. So
these ladies are pillars. You know, I'd add Dahlia Leiden to that mix too.
Yep.
I mean, she was a lone senior last year. They have completely changed the trajectory of Westwood High School's softball program. And they have put it on a trajectory that is going to make it successful for years to come. When you see freshmen starting on this team, that's because they started, you know, many years ago. They were playing travel, you know, softball with these girls, but they even picked up their game as they saw Bridget Mulkeen, you know, first game of her freshman year.
Yep.
No hitter. And all the things she did as a freshman. And, you know, if you're in 6th, 7th grade looking at, you know, one of your heroes as a freshman doing that is going to fire you up as a player and make you excited and make you, you know, put that work in to really want to be a part of what the special is going on at Westwood High School. And we got a play ball. We are ready for action now. The Wolverines are in I formation heading into the field.
Well, you know, like you mentioned, Morgan, you know, this is also a young team. I'm looking at this roster. Next year I see 3 seniors in Abby Johnson, Maddie McMahon, and Mia Poles.
Yes.
So this is still a young team. You know, there's a lot of 9th graders, a couple 10th graders. But also this year that I think is unique to Westwood is I think this year they have a JV team. If I remember correctly, last year they didn't have an official JV team. So there's a lot of young talent coming up in the program as well. You know, Westwood's building for something here. And we're celebrating the seniors tonight and what they've done for this team as the ball comes right past us. This time not by our head.
They're getting some PTSD
last year. A little, just a little. I'm a little on edge right now.
I will keep my eyes open though and protect you and the precious cargo we have here.
Yep. But
the second ball, it just went by us, but we were safe.
You know, but what these seniors have done is they've set the example, especially players like Bridget Mulkeen, Amelia O'Neill, Sasha Marino. These are stalwarts of this program who helped get the first TVL title in 41 years, and they were big pieces of that.
Big time.
But they've set that example for the future, for these young players of this is what the expectation is now. This is the culture. This is what we expect. This is Westwood softball. This is the brand of softball we play. So, you know, as we talk about the young players tonight, we can't not mention how instrumental these seniors and these leaders have been to Westwood softball, including Dahlia Leiden, last year's senior.
To the culture, to the work ethic, to what makes winning softball long-standing, and how do you chase after your goals? How do you get after winning a TVL Large Championship? They know now. They had to put a lot of time into getting it, and they did it last year. They did it right here under these very lights, and it's going to be a tougher uphill battle for them to chase after that title to go back-to-back, but there is a path. And it starts with this week. You got to beat Dedham tonight. You're going to have to beat a great Hopkinton team who's, I think, top 4 in the state right now.
Yep.
You got to beat them on Wednesday. And then you got to make sure you're winning out the remaining part of your TVL schedule. And coinciding with that is you are looking to get home games for the playoffs. And I believe they're in the top 16 as of today.
Yes.
And the goal for every team is you want to get inside the top 8. You want to have 2 home games. You want to be able to play at the field that makes you most comfortable, where you're playing, practicing every day, where certain bounces happen on the field. You have that home field advantage. And when you got Tom Lydon on the mic like tonight, I mean, this is a difficult place to play if you're Dedham. He's ready for any hit, any extra base hit. He'll be loud and proud saying the name of the player. He's going to introduce the players when they're coming up to bat as well. But this is one of the most special nights of the year when it comes to Westwood High School sports, and we are delighted to be a part of it, to bring this action to you folks. And you'll see as the game goes further on, more and more people will matriculate their way in here, and there'll be a lot of people right up in on the action. And it is an amazing place to watch a softball game.
So Morgan, a little power rankings update, because I did some research on your monologue there. Westwood, 11th in Division II right now, so they have one home game that they would have if the season ended today.
Correct.
Dedham right now, 25th in Division III. So
leading off for Dedham, playing third base tonight, wearing number 11, senior captain Dana Gillen.
So as Dana Gillen comes to the plate, Dedham playing to improve their power ranking.
Yep. So swing and a miss on the first pitch. Nice high riser by Malkeen. Dana Gillen leading off for Dedham. Number 11 playing third base. Dana is a senior, one of the 3 seniors for the Marauders. And a swing and a miss on the second one. So Malkeen getting ahead early here in the count. Up 0-2 on Gillen. That's a pitch outside, nice off-speed pitch. Gillen doesn't chase at it. 1 ball, 2 strike count.
That's a Bridget Mulkeen signature there. We've
Yes.
seen her on those 0-2 counts. She'll look for that changeup, that off-speed.
1-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Mulkeen gets the strikeout for the first out as the Wolverines toss the ball around the infield, and that is how you want to start the game for the Wolverines. Mulkeen getting the strikeout swinging of Gillen, which is now going to bring the number 2 hitter, shortstop for Dedham, Leanna Florio. That's a first pitch strike.
Strikeout 707 for Mulkeen's career. That one.
Unbelievable.
What a career it's been.
I just can't imagine sitting down and counting to 707, let alone 707 strikeouts. That's a heck of a career, as Tom Lydon said during her senior night introduction. She will go down as the greatest ever to play softball. Oh, and that was a great pitch there with a lot of speed on that one. She had a little extra on that one to get the swing and miss. So she's thrown 6 pitches. 5 of them have been strikes. Looking to get back-to-back strikeouts here. The pitch, and she does. Back-to-back strikeouts for Bridget Mulkeen. And one heck of a start.
And that's what Mulkeen does great. She, in the zone early, that's what you look for. Get a couple strikes going and get out of this inning quickly and get up to the bat.
And we got a pitcher-on-pitcher matchup here. Mary Stronach, she is the pitcher. I believe Tom said she's a hockey player as well. That's a great rivalry between Westwood and Dedham. Fun TVL rivalry with the cross-town rivals.
Not to mention the history between these 2 towns. In 1897, West Dedham split from Dedham and became Westwood, and that's a lot of history there.
Yeah. Would have been an interesting high school back then. West Dedham, and it doesn't have the catchiest ring to it. I think they did the right thing.
Westwood rolls off the tongue a bit better. It sounds a bit nicer.
And Dedham too, by itself.
Of course.
So 2 balls and 1 strike to Stronach. Mulkeen looking to even the count. She does. Swing and a miss. 2 balls and 2 strikes. With the strikeout here, Mulkeen will strike out the side, and no better way to start off the top of the first if she can. 2-2 pitch. That is fouled off to the right side. Hits the stands. Everyone's okay though. That just shows how good Malkeen's fastball is. That was fouled, and it was just basically Stronach was behind on it, and it kind of went sideways. 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Malkeen strikes out the side in the top of the first. 1, 2, 3. Great start for the Wolverines. After 1/2 inning, Westwood 0, Dedham 0. Welcome back, folks. About to kick off the bottom of the first inning. Bridget Malkeen struck out the side.
And what an impressive start to this game for Malkeen here at Morrison Park. 3 quick strikeouts to get the Westwood girls up to the plate and see what they can do on offense here.
So leading off for the Wolverines is the shortstop, Sasha Marino. She's one of the 3 seniors. She'll be playing hockey at Assumption University next year.
Senior captain number 10, Sasha Marino.
Sasha Marino, home run this year with the new fence at the high school. Very impressive feat. She gets that one in play. Stronach gets a glove on it onto first and gets the out. Nice play there by the Dedham pitcher.
Batting second for Westwood, left fielder number 24, Mia Poles.
She's going to bring up Mia Poles to the plate. Mia playing left field today. Also sung the national anthem.
Maybe a base hit here to start the game off too.
She has been playing terrific with the bat in her hand as of late. Good eye there. Takes the ball 1.
But no, I mean, not a bad start for Marino too. Get a hit. See what you get early on from this pitcher and see what you can do. And you'll know that for the next time you're up.
And that one's in play, heading towards the right field gap, and it gets over the head of the right fielder. Poles is rounding first, on her way to second. She rounds second, and she's going to head to third, standing up with a triple. Mia Poles in the gap for a triple, and to get in a scoring position with 1 out.
Couldn't start the inning better for Westwood.
She should sing the national anthem more often. What a hit. We were talking about how her bat has been hot as of late, and still hot, and we got sophomore Izzy Walsh up at the plate, catcher. Takes a first pitch strike. She had a very memorable game here last year. She had a big triple. I think it was a 3-run triple to help Westwood get some insurance runs late in the game to help solidify that TVL Large Championship. And that hits her. So Walsh, hit by a pitch, is going to advance to first. We're going to have runners on first and third.
So here's something interesting that I think you'll see as Bridget Malkeen comes to the plate. If Bridget doesn't get a hit here and then you have a pass ball, Izzy Walsh is definitely going to go to first and try to draw that throw, because if they throw up, you could send Poles home.
Well, I see Izzy going to go to second. She is. And Poles going home, and she gets in safely. Walsh going to make her way to third. So some good small ball there by Coach Grandy. Gets Poles to come in off of the stolen base by Walsh.
And that's exactly what I was talking about. They were looking to draw to second, and that's what happens. Now the shortstop there made a great play, saw it coming, actually jumped in front of that ball and threw it back to home. So smart play by Dedham, but just a good execution by Westwood there.
Manufacturing runs. Now you got Malkeen. This one's popped up in the infield. First base, we're going to get under it. Lands. Walsh is going to score from third. And that will go down as an error.
And Malkeen with an RBI.
But effective, because get Walsh across the board. And I'm not sure if it goes under as an RBI because of the error. I have to double check with Tom, but Catherine Granada going to come in and run for Malkeen. Malkeen gets ready.
Now batting 2 outs. The right fielder, senior captain number 8, Amelia O'Neill.
Amelia O'Neill coming to the plate. Senior captain, playing right field tonight. She is a terrific player in the field, terrific runner on the base paths. She can play basically at nearly any position. Last year she played catcher at one point. I think her most natural position is second base, but they got her in the outfield because she's terrific at tracking balls down, and that's one of the most important positions to play when you got Bridget Malkeen on the mound, is a corner outfielder, especially for left field when you have righties up because they're a little bit later on the pitch. It's a swing and miss there. A nice pitch there by Stronach, excuse me. The first strike. Now That ball is low. Granada gonna make her way to second, and she's gonna get there. So Granada ready at the drop of that. It was a low ball. Catcher fumbled it for a second. That's all Granada needed to advance to second base, get into scoring position, which is a big play. You know, you get a single here, she most likely could score. And that is going to work its way right to first base, and that's the third out. No, excuse me, the second out. So the second out, but Granada makes her way to third.
Abby Johnson.
So Granada makes her way to third, 2 outs. Abby Johnson, the junior captain, 5-hitter for the Wolverines. That one is working its way towards second. On to first. That is going to get away. Granada scores. And Johnson makes her way to second, as we got our first train in the background as well.
I was going to say.
So the train count, we'll say that's the official first one. I think it certainly was a little disruptive. You know, hard to focus when that was going by.
I know there are no assists in softball, but I would give an assist to the train there with the noise. That really helped. You know, got the hit off in time. It just got really loud here, but that's something you have to deal with when playing at Morrison Park. It can get loud because of that train, but Westwood right there with a great base hit, just gets by the pitcher, and now Westwood up 3-0.
Three quick runs, and you know we can't forget about the start with Mulkeen. And we got 3 strikeouts to start. So you had that momentum, and then you come up to the plate, and they were ready. You know, they were ready for some action after your pitcher, your star pitcher, your 700 strikeout plus pitcher, senior captain on senior night no less, comes away with a start like that. Yeah, you're fired up, and they've certainly shown it with their at-bats here. Freshman Eve Clinton coming to the plate, first base for the Wolverines. She's got runner on second in Johnson.
Coach Grande has to be happy with the way this team is starting the first inning here.
Yeah.
3 quick runs, 3 quick strikeouts. You couldn't ask for a better start to the game.
We got Abby Johnson, Mays on second, Eve Clinton, Mays running to first. A throw, that's going to get away, and Johnson's going to score on that overthrow, and Clinton going to work her way to second. So 4-0 for your Wolverines.
Up next for Westwood playing second base, number 14, freshman Brooke Benger.
And something worth mentioning too is look at Westwood has a couple young players who are starting. We saw that last season as well.
Yeah.
Brooke Benger, Eve Clinton, 2 freshmen who have made the starting lineup this year.
We got Mia French, who's a freshman as well. See her at second base a bunch. Tonight she's the designated hitter. Benger been very impressive. That's a pitch high. So 1 ball, 1 strike for Benger. Clinton on second. We have 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. Wolverines up 4-0.
And Dedham just looking to get out of this inning.
Oh, that's a well-hit ball. Line drive by Benger. Clinton is going to round third. The throw to home. She is safe. Benger to second. Yes! Brooke Benger. A line drive right up the middle. Clinton makes her way home safely. Then Benger advances to second to get in scoring position, with Wolverines getting their 5th run across the board.
The 3rd freshman in a row is up, Mia French. Looking to add on to that Westwood total.
No better way for the freshmen to show their appreciation for the seniors than getting some big hits, getting some runs across the plate.
And the seniors, after seeing this start to the game, know that Westwood Softball is going to be in good hands when they hand it off to this young team.
That is in play. It works by the pitcher. Shortstop, though, gets a glove on it. Throw on to first, and that is going to do it for the first inning. So after 1 inning of softball, I believe 4-0, potentially 5-0 Westwood. So great productive inning. Take a quick break. We'll be right back for the top of the second.
Westwood High School Sports, brought to you by Cadillac of Norwood, where luxury meets performance. And Arch Orthodontics, creating generations of beautiful smiles with expert orthodontic care.
Leading off for the Marauders, Elena Martin, excuse me. Number 20, Elena Martin. Malkeen struck out the side in the first inning. Wolverines, with their at-bats, took a 5-0 lead. We are up 5-0 here through one inning. Malkeen looking to get right back at it. Fouled off there is Martin. Fouls out behind the backstop. There is no better, Evan, in my opinion, like American flag in the town of Westwood than right behind the backstop here. It is huge.
And what's nice about it too is
that one's in play. Clinton gonna get a glove on it, throws it on the bag, and taps on the bag is Benger for the out. So heads up play there by Benger to go behind Clinton to get to the bag and then get a glove on that, tap on the bag to get that first out. So a very impressive play there by the freshman.
But no, as we were saying, you know what's nice about that American flag too is at this time of day in the spring, the sun hits it just perfectly. You get that nice golden hour look, and it really just adds to the beauty of this field. I mean, at golden hour, this is just a really nice place to play, and then we're gonna have the lights come on soon. I mean,
it's unbelievable.
The weather's getting nicer.
This seems like we are just on another planet. Like, just the weather is perfect, the backdrop, the stakes, you know, just the story of what we have here in front of us. How important a win is for both teams. Swing and a miss there. So Malkeen gets a strikeout, her fourth strikeout off of 3 pitches.
Number 4, Emmy Lang.
Great start for Bridget. Emmy Lang coming to the plate, right fielder for Dedham. She's number 4. And Lang is a freshman for the Marauders. Takes a first pitch strike. Gotta love the chatter. Here Marino and Johnson firing up Malkeen. Malkeen just, one word that comes to mind when I think of her besides just dominant is ultra competitive. You know, it doesn't matter what she's doing, whether she's running, whether she's got a bat in her hands. She's diving for balls. Like, she wants to do whatever it takes to win. And that is the mark of an incredible athlete, an incredible teammate, person, you name it. And that example that you set as a senior captain trickles down to the players on your team, but that's a generational culture framework you're setting for many, many softball teams to come. I think of that Millis game last year, first pitch.
Yep.
Dove for a ball, and that's going to be a walk. So getting on base is Emmy Lang.
Batting 7th
with 2 outs.
The left fielder, number 19, Jocelyn Roberts.
And the other thing about Bridget too is Bridget is very humble. Bridget, like Tom said at the beginning of this game, is probably the best player to come through Westwood softball ever. I think that's an easy statement.
Bunt. And that's a called strike.
An easy statement to say, but I don't think Bridget would tell you that. I think Bridget very humbly would give credit to her teammates, tell her that it's not just her, it's a team game. I mean, we had her on the podcast, and you know, she's crediting her teammates, and that's the
bunt again, and that is foul.
The mark of a good leader, someone who's, you know, might be aware of their skills, but isn't saying, "Oh, it's just me." It's everyone. It's a team sport, and that's the type of leaders you need to set that culture.
The strikeouts are a byfactor of her wanting to win. That comes first and foremost. And swing and a miss. Malkeen gets her 5th strikeout, 2nd of the inning. Get the Wolverines out of the inning. The Wolverines coming up, get their crack at the bats in the bottom of the 2nd.
Leading off the bottom of the 2nd inning for Westwood, the shortstop is senior captain number 10, Sasha Marino.
Sasha Marino going to lead it off back-to-back innings. Wolverines got 9 hitters involved in the first. A terrific start. Take a 5-0 lead. He takes a first pitch ball. She grounded out to the pitcher in her first at-bat. Gets a bat on this one, heading towards short. Gets a glove on that, throw to first, and that is wild. Marino trying to get to first. She's caught in a pickle. Dedham players going to try and corral around each other, but Marino gets in there safely with a leadoff single, able to advance to second, kick off the inning in scoring position.
Next up for Westwood, the left fielder.
Tough play to make, the key, put the ball in play. Those are tough throws to make. Shortstop in the hole. She's got a cannon, and that first baseman's been pretty busy with just a lot of tough throws, and the Westwood runners are so fast that they make them difficult to try and get a throw in there in time, but on target.
But a high IQ play by Sasha Marino too. That ball actually hit her on the base path, and she knew it was going past her at that point. So she took it to she just trying to go to second, but that pickle there, just see if you get out, okay, you get out. But at the very least, you're banking on perhaps an error, and you have a pass ball, and you get safe into second. And that's how I would describe Sasha Marino's play over the past few years for Westwood Softball. High IQ, knows when to, make that attempt, knows when not to. She could have easily stayed at first and could have stolen here, possibly. We've seen a lot of stealing from Westwood. But instead, chooses, maybe I'll gamble here and see if I can capitalize on the fielding. And right there, now she's in scoring position for Westwood.
She's on second with Mia Poles. No one hotter with the bat in her hand right now than Mia Poles. She hit a triple in the first, in the gap in right field. Score the first run for the Wolverines. Swing and a miss on that pitch.
And Morgan, one thing to mention about Morrison Park too is this is a deeper outfield than what currently is at Westwood's high school softball field. New fence this year, so I think I would, guess to say that triple probably would have been a home run at Westwood High School. Just another factor of playing in a different field, but a great hit nonetheless.
A little chatter at second for Marino cheering on Poles, and Poles strikes out. That's the first out.
Next up for Westwood batting third, the catcher.
And the first strikeout of the game for Stromick. Just going to bring Izzy Walsh to the plate. Izzy was hit by a pitch in her first at-bat. Gets a rip on that one. That's fouled off to the right side. Good swing there, though. It was right on top of that.
And that ball will belong to the Islington train tracks.
Yes. We'll see. I think I see Julia Marino tracking it down. That's a pitch just outside. A good eye there by Walsh. Number 1 ball, 1 count. And look who's coming out of the woods with the ball, Evan. Julia Marino tracking it down. Nicely done.
Star hockey player.
What can't she do? She got a shutout as a goalie when it's not her natural position. She scored a bunch of goals for the girls hockey team this year. What a story she was for the Wolverines this year.
Supporting sister Sasha on senior night.
Pitch, that's a swing and a miss, and that is the second strikeout for Stromick.
Senior captain number 6.
Gonna bring up Malkeen. Malkeen always a threat to get a good bat on the ball. As of the Norton game, she was batting over 700. So every 10 at bats, she was getting 7 hits, which is remarkable, unheard of. Takes a first pitch strike.
We have a little pitcher battle here.
Yeah, a little pitcher on pitcher battle.
But Stronach starting to find her groove here in the second inning.
She is. She's got 2 strikeouts. Her first 2 of the game. Got Poles and got Walsh. That's a good cut there. Is it going to stay in play? It did, but the catcher wasn't able to get eyes on it. So Malkeen stays alive. He's got 2 strikes. So no ball, 2 strike count. Stromack looking to go with striking out the side here for the bottom of the second. 0-2 pitch. And that is ripped by Malkeen into center field. Marino rounding third. She's going to get in home safely. And a 2-out RBI single by Malkeen scores Marino to put the Wolverines up 6-0.
Up next for Westwood right fielder, senior captain number 8, Amelia
So Evan,
O'Neill.
2 strikes. Didn't even sweat it. A lot of players, they kind of will shorten the swing up. Nerves are there, where you got, it's harder to get the bat on the ball, especially, your pitcher's going to throw different pitches. That's when you see the off speed and all that. Not an issue for Bridget. Absolute heater of a line drive in the center, which scores Marino.
When you're batting 700 on a season, I feel like you don't have to worry too much about the nerves at that point. You're very used to hitting and very used to getting those RBIs. I can imagine that to you and I'd probably, if I was up at the plate, I'd probably be shaking. But but for Mulkeen, like nothing.
Yeah, unfazed. Checking in on first, back safely is Granada. Granada running for Mulkeen. Granada, terrific runner for the Wolverines on the base path. Comes from a great competitive family. Her father, Rich, in my bowling league on Monday nights when we had the bowling league. Disbanded last year at the close of Norwood Bowling Alley, but had a lot of great memories. That's a walk for O'Neill. Going to bring Abby Johnson to the plate with runners on first and second.
I think you got to bring the bowling league back. Maybe we can go tape a
that would be
bowling
classic.
match. That'd
Definitely going to require a lot of editing work. Not the prettiest language at times. A lot of frustration. That ball goes off to the shortstop, on to first. Great throw there to get the third out, but doesn't hold the Wolverines back and get another run to go up 6-0 after 2 innings. So we'll take a quick break here from our sponsors and we'll be right back at the top of the third.
Westwood High School Sports, brought to you by Cadillac of Norwood, where luxury meets performance, and Arch Orthodontics, creating generations of beautiful smiles with expert orthodontic care.
So Megan McNamara going to lead it off for Dedham here in the top of the third. First base for the Marauders. It's pretty funny, Tom lied on the mic and he says reminds everyone of the score to start the The Wolverines up 6-0. As a bunt there, the ball is fouled. But Walsh there prepared. Got a nice strong throw on to first. Get some practice there.
A great look too. I mean, like if that had stayed fair, that was a quick out for Westwood.
So Wolverines 4 hits through 2 innings. Dedham's got 5 errors, so they've forced a lot of challenging, difficult throws. Showing bunt again. She fouls it off herself, but she was in the batting box, which is not an out.
I mean, softball's a mental game. We talked to the captains at the start of the season, and, they did talk about how the mental kind of plays into it. And if you let up an error or two and you can't find that momentum back or get in that right headspace, it could lead to more errors. Now, the thing about that last inning that helps Dedham is they really slowed the game down. You actually saw them kind of, forget that first inning and go back into the second inning there.
Swing and a miss. Strikeout on McNamara. That is Mulkeen's 6th strikeout of the game.
And what an impressive start to this game for Mulkeen with 6 strikeouts. We've seen a couple 17 strikeout games this season, but going back to Dedham, the big thing for them is forgetting the early start. This game is still within reach. I mean, we're still early on.
Yep.
Focusing on not what happened, but what could happen, and focusing on our game. And we saw a runner on base the last inning, and the past inning for Westwood offensively, they only let up 1 run and got a couple strikeouts. So big for Dedham, to kind of get back in get that momentum kind of back on their side and slow the bleeding down. But right now, Mulkeen is controlling this game.
She is dealing. She's got an 0-2 count. Looking to get 7th strikeout. That is fouled off to the right. and she is dialed in. And you can see when she is showing up to a game, it starts an hour plus before. She's getting her workout in. She is, getting the mound in the position, in the shape she wants it to be. She's throwing with Izzy and getting warmed up there. She's firing her teammates up. And that is fouled off to the right-hand side over the backstop.
Yeah, Morgan. I mean, I was here at about 5:40. Tom texted me beforehand. So the festivities started at 6:40. I like to be an hour early. And when I got here, without even missing a beat, the first person I saw is Mulkeen working with Walsh. She gets another strikeout there.
Her 7th.
Working with Izzy Walsh and just warming up, getting ready. And it was pitch after pitch. And until Westwood came off, so Dedham had their field time, she did not stop pitching. And that's the type of work you need to put in. We talked to a upcoming guest on the Wolverine Report, Joe Vinci, who mentioned the big thing with a lot of these athletes is continuing to put that work in and outworking your opponents.
Yeah.
And Mulkeen, I think, and all these seniors embody that. They were putting in a lot of work ahead of this game, a lot of practice. I'm sure they were working out before they even got here as well and getting ready and getting warmed up.
How about the work you mentioned with the performance coach, mental coach, and just being focused on what you can control, putting bad things, negative things behind you. Incredible mindset. And you notice that some players, as the second train goes by, train count 2, maybe we can get that as a graphic for a train count. But mentioned that, and a swing and a miss. Mulkeen strikes out the side again, and she has 8 strikeouts on the day through 2 1/3 innings. Incredible.
Well, let's stay here for this more and talk a little bit about the mental game. Like in any sport, the mental is so important for the players. We talked to the likes of Lindsay Hallian, who talked a lot about sports psychology and how, up until recently it wasn't really, talked about and it wasn't really mentioned. It's so important, if you're in your head, even talking to Joe Vinci today, if you're competing with yourself, if you're the only person he competes with at Notre Dame is himself.
Exactly.
He can't focus on the other things because if he does, he's gonna, worry about it and stress out. And the best thing you can do is just focus on your game. And I think Westwood does a really good job of teaching that to these students. I mean, we talk to a lot of these kids, just whether it's post-game, whether it's on the podcast, however, we and talking to the coaches, and that's one of these values that these coaches are pushing, these coaches are trying to teach of, hey, you're not going to be able to control what the other team does, but can you control what you do, how you do it, and how you approach it? And I think this entire season, we've seen the success from it. Mm-hmm.
Can you control your reaction to negativity? And negativity, bad play, wish you could have, shoulda, that doesn't help you.
No.
And some people it's just natural. They're built into it. Move on pretty quickly. Some, they just absorb it and they're sitting in it for a couple days. So when you can learn it and tools to be able to understand how to basically remain focused, dialed, and to bring out the utmost performance in you, like you were really setting yourself up to be the best version of yourself at whatever position, whatever sport you play.
And it's no easy feat. I mean, it takes a lot. No matter who you are, you could be the most calm person ever. You could be Ryan Peterson, his first start, pitching against a really talented team, and have it seem like it's nothing. But some other people, like you said, it's not as easy as that. So it's definitely a strategy that's worked for Westwood.
That was a sharply hit ball. It goes off of Stromack. She's able to get a throw on it and out in time. That came off the bat very sharply and got a piece of Stromack, I think, right on the thigh area. She's able to collect herself, and she's a tough kid. She gave the thumbs up over the coach, said, I'm good.
Always
impressive hit, though, by Clinton, too. She got a great bat on that one. That is hit down the right field line. It's foul.
Always a bit of a hold your breath moment when you have a ball coming right back at the pitcher. Glad to see Stronack okay.
Big time.
But, that's one of the ones you kind of hold your breath for and you hope everything is fine, and glad to see that it was there.
That ball is in play off to the shortstop. Throwing to first in time. Nice play there by Dedham shortstop.
Up next for Westwood, the designated player, number 4,
That is
freshman
Leanne
Mia
Florio.
French.
And then Mia French coming to the plate for the Wolverines with 2 outs. Clinton grounded out to the pitcher. Benger to the shortstop. We got Mia French in there as a designated hitter.
And, even though it's 2 outs right now for the Wolverines, that doesn't necessarily mean that she's going to be playing conservatively here. You're going to see a big hit as that comes foul our way.
That is in play, but going to land. Tough one to find and get set to catch, especially when you're looking one way and you got to run the other way. Then you got to take off all the gear. You got to take the helmet and everything off to be able to spot it and get a glove on it. We saw that earlier. Malkeen had a pop up.
But Westwood baseball and softball both like those 2-out situations. We saw it in the Medfield game, actually, that I covered, where Westwood was down a little bit with 2 outs, and they actually managed to, bring it back to within 1. And then I don't think they were at 2 outs. I think it was just 1 out when they took the lead in that game. But still, they're not afraid to play with outs on the board.
No. They take advantage, and that is heading towards second base, and that is out, the 3rd out. And that was a quick inning there. So quick bottom of the 3rd inning there. Westwood still up 6-0.
Westwood High School Sports, brought to you by Cadillac of Norwood, where luxury meets performance, and Arch Orthodontics, creating generations of beautiful smiles with expert orthodontic care.
Liana Florio going to lead it off for the Marauders here, top of the 4th inning.
I'll say a quick thank you to Cadillac of Norwood,
Yes,
our sponsor this month, and also Arch Orthodontics, who...
Those two have been terrific all season. Thank you guys so much from the bottom of our hearts. None of this is possible without those 2 fantastic partners, sponsors for Westwood Media Center Sports.
What a great
They've
move.
made a difference in the community when we speak to parents and the players. Now it's a bunt picked up by Malkeen, throw, and what a play by Eve Clinton, getting a glove on that and keeping the foot on the bag. Incredible play. But Evan, when we speak to different parents and players, they absolutely love the coverage, and none of it's possible without our great sponsors in Arch Orthodontics and Cadillac and Norwood. So thank you guys. We've seen the impact, and great glove there by Johnson, and then on to first for the out. That was a sharply hit ball on the hot corner. Not a problem for a junior captain.
Senior captain number 20, Elena Martin.
He's going to bring up Elena Martin with 2 outs. Martin struck out. Martin grounded out to Malkeen in her first at-bat. That's a sharp hit ball. Goes through second base, going to work its way into the outfield, but going to stay on first is Martin.
Next up for Dedham, playing
It was a
center
tough play to
field.
make. That was a very sharply hit
Number
ball.
1,
The Benger
Nicole
just got through.
Andrews.
Just going to get Martin on base. Martin's going to get a pinch runner, as Martin is the catcher. So we see typically for pitchers and catchers. Helps kind of speed up the game. When you can get your equipment on before the end of the inning, it delays any additional time to put your equipment on if you have to do it at the end of an inning.
Yeah, and they like to keep this game moving fast, I'll say, but also, I just took a quick look at the time because I was also curious. And we've only been here for 40 or so minutes, which is kind of a quick-paced game. This is a fast-moving game
When you got
in general.
strikeouts, Malkeen struck out the side twice. Then you had a one-teeth, that's heading our way.
Morgan was going to
Somebody
field
there.
it, but
I was ready to see if I still had any type of athleticism in me.
what position did you play in baseball?
I was a right fielder.
Right fielder?
I had a pretty good arm where I could throw it in, and I could track balls down in the outfield, so it's kind of a natural position. Checking it on first, and out at first! What a throw by Izzy Walsh to get the runner, who was Alexa Johnson at first base. Great way to end the inning. Izzy Walsh heads up play to get the out to end the top of the 5th inning. Bottom of the 4th, sorry. I think I said bottom or top of the 5th before the Wolverines are at bat. So bottom 4, Marino leading it off for the Wolverines. Wolverines up 6-0, and a sharply hit ball there. And a catch by the center fielder for Dedham. Oh my goodness. Nicole Andrews. Wow.
Gosh, I mean, I know we're planning on doing a top 10 for Westwood, but we have to do one for Dedham too.
I think we might have to make that clip and send it over to them, because that was one of the best catches I've seen in quite a while. There's also a lot on that play. If you don't make that catch, that is probably a home run for Marino. That is going to work its way to deep center field.
What a catch.
Nia Poles coming to the plate. She's 1 for 2 with a run. Scored the first run for the Wolverines. Chopper towards the first base line, and then Costa to the second baseman covering for the second out. So that's the thing, Evan. We're talking about how quick this pace is, and if it's not strikeouts, it's quick outs like that.
These two teams are not wasting time. It's kind of funny. We were remarking during the break on our train counter. We've only seen 2 so far, and at this rate, if we keep this pace up, we might only see 2, maybe 3 if we're lucky. But
Izzy Walsh 0 for 1. She had a walk. Or excuse me, she got hit by a pitch and she struck out. And she's up with 2 outs. She's the type of player that can get on 2 outs and make something happen, get a rally going.
Well, the big thing too right now is if you have Walsh get on base, even if it's a walk, a single, whatever it may be, a base hit brings up Bridget Mulkeen, and we've already seen Mulkeen drive in a couple runs either off of errors or off of hits. So, if you can get Mulkeen on with a runner on base, that's big for Westwood. You can maybe drive in another run.
That pitch is outside, ball. So something we've always noticed from Izzy, great patient hitter. She's got a great eye for the pitch. Another high one. It's been part of her high on base percentage is not only just the hits, but she gets a lot of walks.
Yeah, and it's smart softball right now.
She gets the pitcher to throw extra pitches as well.
Yeah, I mean, that's something that both pitchers really haven't had to deal with yet. The pitch counts are probably going to be lower on the lower end because we're getting quick outs.
Swing and miss on that. And that is a strikeout to end the inning. So after 4 full innings, Wolverines up 6-0 on Dedham.
Westwood High School Sports, brought to you by Cadillac of Norwood, where luxury meets performance, and Arch Orthodontics, creating generations of beautiful smiles with expert orthodontic care.
Nicole Andrews leading it off for the Marauders, and as Tom mentioned, with one of the best catches we've seen in a while, diving catch in center field on Sasha Marino to lead off.
Might have to send that one
or the bottom of the floor, excuse me.
Might have to send that one to ESPN for the top
Seriously.
10, Morgan. That was quite the impressive
As long
catch.
as they give Westwood Media Center the credit on the capture, by all means. That one is fouled our way. Hits the garbage can over here.
Hopefully,
The tough thing about here is foul balls that typically go over this fence are gone but not forgotten. You got to bring a lot of balls when you play at this field, especially if ones go onto the roof, which is a common occurrence.
Well, hopefully, no Roach Brothers employees out back throwing anything away during that.
Andrews 0 for 1 with the strikeout. That's coming our way, and that is a fair ball. Pole's able to get a glove on it. A quick throw into Marino is going to keep Andrews on first. So very
Next up for Dedham, the right fielder,
heads-up
number
play
4,
by
Eddie Lang.
Poles to get on that sharply hit ball quickly, keep the runner with just a single. That was coming our way very quickly. A bunt, and Mulkeen with the diving catch. We alluded to this earlier. Someone who is not afraid to dive. She wants to compete to the extreme, and she'll do anything that is required to win a game for her team, and that is a great example of the senior captain and what an amazing competitor she is.
Might be sending a few clips to Sports Center.
And that one goes to the backstop. Andrew's going to work to second base. So we have 2 diving catches. Great catches by both teams.
And now Dedham in a position to possibly get some momentum back. Now a runner in scoring position. Nicole Andrews looking to maybe get a base hit here and probably drive in a run and, close the gap for this team.
Bunt again. That ball is high. Checking in. The throw to third. Marino was covering as she was running with the Andrews. And just a little late. Nice throw there. Andrews makes her way to third with 1 out.
Yeah, it's a tough throw for Izzy Walsh to make there. If you think possibly you can get the runner at second, threw it to Mulkeen, and 2 throws, it's kind of hard to make, but overall good look. And
that's a bunt, but a bunt look called strike. So we have 2 strikes now. It's going to force the batter to swing, unless if she's trying to bunt, she has to get it down, because if she doesn't get it in play, that is an out.
Morgan, I would expect an off-speed pitch here.
And she does get it in play. Johnson holds on to the ball, kind of clung under her fingers as she was trying to throw it. Hits the ground, and Andrews scores, and Jocelyn Roberts gets to first.
I almost want to say that Abby Johnson was looking to try to maybe fake that throw there and
get
see if she could get the runner going to
last minute
home.
decision. Yep.
It just got away from her on that one.
That's how my mind would work on that play is, you want to maintain that shutout. Showing bunt, missed on that, but I'm going to call it a foul ball. It looks like hit Walsh on the foul.
But ultimately, even with the with that run scoring, you still have a 5-run lead. The big thing is getting out of this inning without letting up any more runs. You want to maintain a decent lead if you're Westwood, and once again, we talked about it earlier, just forgetting that play. It's happened, can't change it. But focus on the play here and maybe getting it out. A couple outs and getting out of this inning with only letting up 1 run. You have a runner on first right now, and Dedham, I bet you, is looking to steal here a lot. We saw it in Nicole Andrews. Probably going to see it here with number 13, who I don't actually have in my roster, so pardon me unless I need to get my eyes checked. I think that's 13 or 18.
That
should
is
be Goldsberry.
19. I think that's Roberts.
Roberts.
Yeah, she's on with the error, because at the plate is McNamara, first base number 2.
Gotcha. So, I would imagine that Roberts is going to want to steal here, and you see it with the check-in on first, safe. And we saw that earlier working the last inning where that check-in at first got an out. But Westwood's now, you know, Izzy Walsh is probably a little more aware now of, hey, they're going to try to steal here, and where can I get them? If they're going to go to second, I got to be ready to make that throw every pitch.
So I think they're having a conversation here. I think they're trying to figure out how many balls and strikes there are, because Walsh got hit with the ball, but that was a foul ball. And then there was most recent strike there, so
should be 0-2.
There's 2 strikes. Just 0-2, so 2 strikes. Pitch from Mulkeen gets the swing and a miss. Walsh was looking in at first, holds on it, but Mulkeen gets the strikeout, her 9th of the game.
There's Goldsberry up to the plate.
So that's the second out. Goldsberry coming to the plate. Goldsberry, second base. She struck out in her first at-bat.
Now a Dedham runner in scoring position, and Jocelyn Roberts.
Yep.
But if you're Mulkeen, you know, the big thing here is, can you get this strikeout, you know? In an okay position here,
Yep.
a strikeout here would be huge for Westwood.
And that's what her focus is. She's just focused on the bat. Getting that out and gets a nice swing and miss there. The ball got away, but Penjar was ready there in second to get the backup. But you know, she also checked in on second, make sure that the runner was on the base. You know, so
good backup
good heads
there
up
by
play
Penjar.
there. And Mulkeen looking to get her 10th strikeout the game. And she gets the strike called there, so 2 strikes now. 1 pitch away for getting her 10th and get Wolverines out of the inning with only 1 run scored by Dedham. Pitch from Mulkeen. Swing and a miss. 10 strikeouts for Mulkeen through 4 and a third. The Wolverines going to get their at-bats in the bottom of the 5th inning. Bridget Mulkeen leading it off for the Wolverines. 10 strikeouts in the day for Bridget. Incredible start for her. 4.5. She fouls that one off.
And on top of that, Morgan, to start this inning, we got our 3rd train.
Yes, 3 trains so far.
But Mulkeen
The
looking
X factor of the game. That's going to be part of the write-up. Is the
absolutely.
train.
But Mulkeen looking to do some damage here. We've seen her do it before. She can get some big
One
hits.
is flared to second, and that's caught by the Dedham second baseman, Lena Goldsberry.
Up next for Westwood, the right fielder, number 8 senior captain Amelia O'Neill.
So Amelia O'Neill coming to the plate with 1 out.
I'm sure Westwood looking to get some bats going here late in the getting later on in the game. You know, we saw the first 6 runs of this game for Westwood in the first 2 innings, and Westwood looking to get some damage here.
Absolutely. So O'Neill, she's 1 for 1. Also has a walk. Line drive up the middle for a single. So Amelia O'Neill now 2 for 2 with the 1-out single.
Up next for Westwood,
Get on base for the Wolverines here in the bottom of the 5th.
Captain Abby Johnson.
Followed by junior captain Abby Johnson. Abby had a single. He scored. This one's hit towards short. On to first is the overthrow. And they're going to advance the runner. So O'Neill's going to go to third. Johnson going to go to second.
And now Westwood 2 runners in scoring position.
Playing first base, number 3, freshman Eve.
Big opportunity for Westwood here. After letting up a run, can you score a couple runs and extend that lead even now? You have 2 runs in scoring position. Eve Clinton with a base hit could drive in 2 runs, even a sac fly. You know, you have 1 run, so, or 1 out, excuse me. So
Eve Clinton coming to the plate. She hit a sharp ball off the pitcher in her second at-bat. And had a single in her first at-bat. So Clinton with 2 ducks on the pond here, 1 out. Looking to plate a couple more runners for the Wolverines to add to their 6-1 lead.
A lot.
So 1 ball, 1 strike count for Clinton. She's made some great plays at first. That is inside. Ball goes to the backstop. O'Neill working her way home, and she gets in safely. And now Johnson going to work into home and gets there safely. So 2 runs score on the overthrow that put the Wolverines up 8-1. So some heads-up play by the Wolverine base runners on the overthrow. Plate 2 runs.
A big break for Westwood there. You know, driving in 1 run off the wild pitch and the 2nd run off the error as Eve Clinton drives it.
With a line drive into right center field. And then Tom Lydon with the shutout to Eve Clinton.
And the Westwood bats are coming alive here in the 5th.
Up next for Westwood,
They certainly
right
are.
center base, number 14, freshman Brooke Benger.
So Brooke Benger coming to the plate. She had a big hit in her first at bat. 1 out. That is popped up over the backstop. Benger had a hit and an RBI. Very impressive freshman. This is going to be a lot of great futures for the Wolverines. 3 freshmen starting today's game. You got Granada coming in to help out run. That's 4. And just a really bright future for this team when you look at the lineup. Strike called there. Pitch to Benger, that is high. Checking in on first. Clinton makes her way to second with a stolen base.
What a smart heads-up play by
Big
Clinton
time.
there. Had the
Gets in
throw
a
to
scoring
first.
position with 1 out.
Got him on the throw to first and took off to second.
Benger gets a bat on that. That is popped up. Popular area is that second base area. And great play there by the second baseman for Dedham, who's been doing it all night.
Player number 4, Mia French.
That is Elena Gosberry. Bring Mia French up to the plate. Mia is the designated hitter today. Mia is 0 for 2, but's been had a bat on the ball all night, including that pitch. Fouls that one back to the backstop. No balls, 1 strike to French. Good eye there. It's a ball high, even count at 1 ball and 1 strike.
Mia French looking to potentially drive in another Westwood run here.
That's fouled. It's towards the flagpole. Gonna make 1 ball, 2 strike count with 2 outs. And strikeout there to end the inning. So after 5 full innings, Wolverines got 2 runs there to go up 8-1.
Westwood High School Sports, brought to you by Cadillac of Norwood, where luxury meets performance. And Arch Orthodontics, creating generations of beautiful smiles with expert orthodontic care.
Leading off for Dedham as the 4th train of the night passes is the leadoff hitter, Dana Gillen. He's got 2 strikeouts tonight. Malkeen has been dealing. First pitch high, called for ball. And a swing and miss there. The second pitch, nice low fastball by Malkeen.
Malkeen looking for 2 more quick innings here to get out of this game and send Westwood on their way in the win column.
Malkeen 10 strikeouts on the day.
An impressive day for her.
That is sharply hit ball on the right field side. That is foul.
Another double-digit strikeout day for Malkeen. And we've seen that quite a few times over the course of her career.
Basically averages about 12 a game.
Morgan, we have a rabbit.
Oh, we got a rabbit on the field.
On the field.
We got a rabbit on the loose. Abby Johnson gonna look to try and get it out of play, and she does successfully. But still on the foul area. Now Izzy Wall's tracking it down. It's up against the fence now.
They're chasing the bunny.
And now it's still right around the backstop. Putting up a good fight here. And now it's going the other way.
And this is a Westwood school sports first for us.
Little,
Going down the first baseline.
yep. Very athletic rabbit we got there. One of Westwood's finest. Got to put a jersey on that rabbit. There
Out
we
of
go.
play.
They got it out of play. So that was a team effort. But you got to give a shout out to the rabbit. Normally we don't try to promote running on the field of play in the middle of a game.
No.
But that rabbit showed some impressive deeks and running abilities. And we are back in play. That is a swing and a miss and a strikeout. Malkeen gets her 11th
Next up,
strikeout
the
of the
shortstop,
game.
Number 16, Liana Florio.
It's going to bring up Liana Florio, the shortstop. She's 0 for 2. She grounded out to Malkeen and also struck out. It's a high ball high. 11 strikeouts through 5 1/3 innings. A beautiful pitch there by Malkeen gets called strike. So 1 ball and 1 strike for the Dedham shortstop, Leanne Florio. Showing bunt and misses on that bunt. And that is going to be strike number 2. One ball, 2 strikes. Malkeen looking to get her 2nd of the inning, her 12th of the game. And it's fouled off over the backstop. Evan, how did you like the parking situation on this field? Feel a lot safer with the parking a little bit further back, protected by Roach Brothers.
Well, I'll say I've learned my lesson. Last year when I did this game, I actually parked at CVS and carried the gear across the street. And
I heard you parked at Legacy Place last time.
yeah, no, I want to get my steps in.
Yes.
But no, even parking at Roach Brothers, I'm not too worried. I got to tell you, that Medfield game, I was getting a little nervous. There's a lot of foul balls in that Medfield baseball game.
Yes,
and,
there was.
Definitely worried a few times that I was going to have to get a new windshield.
It was a line
but
drive that caught my attention because I parked a little bit closer than I normally did. Strike out there for Malkeen to get the 2nd out.
Next up for
Her
Dedham,
12th
pitcher,
strikeout.
Number 9, senior captain Mary Stronach.
But no, what a game today here. And you and I both enjoy coming to Morrison Park. It's a different feel, different vibe, different place where we set up usually. And as the foul there for Stronach.
Stronach, the pitcher.
But no, this game we always kind of circle on the calendar as we're going to make our way out to.
Yes.
The sun's setting. What a nice
Do the
evening.
game, you make sure that you don't have plans on it.
Absolutely.
If you do, you say sorry, not going to make it. We got senior night at Morrison Park under the backdrop. So far, 4 trains counted. 12 strikeouts by Malkeen. We've seen 8 runs scored for your Wolverines. Don't get better than that. That is a sharp hit ball to left field, and Mia Poles with the catch. Mia pulls, and she's going to get high-fived by her teammates on that impressive effort. On a catch on a very sharply hit ball to left field, made it look easy. Tell you what, folks, if you want to perform at a high level in whatever you do, sing the national anthem before you do it, and you're off to a great start. Mia Poles gets the third out to end the top of the 6th inning, as the Wolverines going to come up and get their at-bats. Welcome back, folks. We got the camera spotted on Morrison Park. I believe it's Riley Field now. I think it has a name now.
I think so.
But what a beautiful night for softball and baseball. We've had a few different guests on the podcast who've talked about playing baseball games at Morrison Park and hitting home runs over that fence.
Yeah.
My good friends Matt Hesketh hit a couple in the train tracks, and he was the big guy in town for doing that. But so many numerous memories of games over there, and you talk to anyone that played baseball in the town of Westwood, they'll have a Morrison Park baseball story.
What a great place to play Little League. And Sasha Marino, I believe, about to announce the raffle winner. A great thing they do here is they do a raffle every year. Last year, Brian Clinton with the win. And I remember him talking to us.
Right next to us. That's a sharp hit ball to the shortstop. Throw on to first in time. A little casual on that play, but didn't matter because she had a rocket throw to first. She's been a terrific player tonight. Well, and here comes Brian Clinton, the winner from last year, looking to bring that good luck into this year. You know, he brought an arm length of raffle tickets. He doesn't mess around when it comes to the raffles.
Nope. It looks like it'll be next half inning, and maybe we'll provide an update after the break. But last year's winner, and was standing next to us when he won.
He was. Mia pulls up at the plate after making that terrific play in left field.
Oh, okay.
We're going to have some great plays to be able to create some highlights from this game, Evan.
I know, we had some great plays, a couple great diving catches. Mia Poles' catch right there. Her triple earlier in this game.
She got things going with that triple. Scored the first run.
What a game she's had so far today.
Yeah, she is 1 for 3 with that triple. Run scored. Foul ball hit off the right-hand side. That one might have made the tracks. And we are in the bottom of the 6th here. Wolverines up 8-1 on Dedham.
Potential set of last bats here for Westwood, looking to get something quick before they get out of this game and make something happen.
Pitch outside. And is going to even the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes for Poles. Izzy Walsh on deck. Good eye there by Poles. That was actually ball 4. So Poles gonna get on first with a lead, or not a leadoff walk, but a 1-out walk. Izzy Walsh coming to the plate. Izzy is 0 for 2, has a run, and has been terrific behind the plate. Picked off a runner at first on a great throw. She's also scored a run where she was able to steal second, advance, and that's a sharp hit ball in right center field gap, and it is up and running. Poles going to be rounded around third, heading home. Walsh heading towards third, and she is out at third, but able to get Poles across home for the Wolverines' 9th run. She was humming around those bases, and a great effort, but that is a double. That is ruled as a double, but out at third. The bases will be cleared now with 2 outs. And Bridget Mulkeen coming to the plate. Mulkeen has hit the ball sharply all night. 1 for 3 with a run and an RBI to help out the effort. Takes a first pitch called strike.
Yeah, regardless if she gets the out at third, still drove in a run, and that's really, all you can ask for, Westwood. Get another RBI, get a run on the board, and put this lead up to 8 now with a 9-1 game here in the bottom of the 6th.
Yep. So 1 ball, 1 strike for Mulkeen, 2 outs. Wolverines plated their 9th run to go up 9-1. Mulkeen takes a strike called there. 1 ball and 2 strikes. You're watching Westwood Girls Softball on Westwood Media Center. Evan Cardamino on camera and microphone. Morgan Donahue on microphone. Delighted to bring senior night action to you folks here at Morrison Park.
And Morgan, a little update from around the TVO right now as
That is a well-hit ball deep to left field, and it takes a one hop off the wall. Mulkeen working away into second. She's going to try for third, and she's going to get there. That was a towering shot by Mulkeen. That would have been a home run at Westwood's regular home field at the high school, but it's going to be a triple here tonight, which is her second hit of the night. 2 for 4 now for Mulkeen.
And once again, running for Bridget Mulkeen is number 2, Catherine Granado.
And Morgan now, a TVL update. Hopkinton took the win over Ashland 12-2 today, so.
Yeah, not surprising. I mean, that's a very, very good team in Hopkinton who's putting up a lot of runs and, you know, typically keeping the other teams at low scoring on the days.
So this Wednesday matchup, Hopkinton-Westwood at Westwood High School Field, is going to be a huge one with huge TVL implications.
Iron on iron.
Hopkinton will be entering that game with a chance to clinch the TVL against Westwood. Westwood looking to keep their hopes alive.
Ball inside on O'Neill, able to avoid being hit there. O'Neill is 2 for 2 on the day. She's got a walk, scored a run. That ball in play on the short, the first and in time. That is the third out here in the bottom of the 6th. So Wolverine's going to come up. The top 7 looking to close this game out.
Westwood High School Sports, brought to you by Cadillac of Norwood, where luxury meets performance. And Arch Orthodontics, creating generations of beautiful smiles with expert orthodontic care.
The top of the 7th. Wolverines looking to close this one out, up 9-1 at the plate for Dedham. Looks like number 20, I think it's a new hitter. Number 20 is, nope, it's Elena Martin, excuse me. So Elena Martin, the catcher for Dedham. A swing and miss on that pitch. Great pitch there by Mulkeen.
I thought you were too.
Westwood looking to get out of this game with
Good
a
cause.
impressive 9-1 win. And Westwood have a great senior night here. And
Martin 0 for 2. She's one of few tonight who hasn't struck out. And she's showing bunt, fouls that one. So that's the second strike now. Puts Mulkeen in a good pitch to try and strike out Martin for the first time tonight. Mulkeen, 12 strikeouts for the senior captain on senior night.
adding
No
to
less.
that Westwood record of 718 now, I believe, would be.
Yeah, a good chance of getting to 750. Wolverines, how many games left after this?
Ooh, off the top of my head, I want to say 4.
Yeah.
3 league games
She
and
could do it.
1 non-league.
Yeah.
I know they are playing Hopkinton, Norwood, and Holliston, as well as Milton High School. So, you know, good opportunity to get those strikeouts there, you know, at this rate.
Ball in play. Mulkeen gets the glove on it. Throw on to first to Clinton. Gets the first out.
You know, she can get 2 more strikeouts here, and with 720. She has to get 30 strikeouts over the course of 4 games, which comes out to about 7.5 strikeouts per game, which I think is well within Mulkeen's wheelhouse. I think she could easily get there, so know, I think we could see a 750-plus strikeout career from Mulkeen. We'll
Absolutely.
be keeping track of that as the season gets towards the end here.
Cole Andrews made that very impressive catch on Marino. She had a sharp ball down our way. Strike called there. Mulkeen, 2 quick strikes on Andrews. Andrews 1 for 2 with a run. She has a strikeout as well against Mulkeen. Mulkeen looking to get her 13th of the game. And she does! Bridget Mulkeen, 13 strikeouts. Gets the 2nd out. And 1 out away from closing out this game. And coming to the plate, number 4, Emmy Lang. Lang is 0 for 1 on the day. Has a walk. I believe there might have been an error in the mix there too, so. Lang takes the first pitch ball. A 1-0 pitch from Mulkeen. Nice pitch there, catch the strike zone for a strike. Evens the count, 1 ball, 1 strike. Chopper. Mulkeen with the glove. And Clinton had the glove on that. A sharp thrown ball hits the ground after hits the glove of Clinton, and runner going to get on for Dedham. Lang going to be on. We're just going to bring Jocelyn Roberts to the plate, left fielder. So no fault to anyone there, just bang bang play. Ball hopped out of the glove. Going to put a runner on first, and Wolverines looking to get a 3rd out to end the game here. That's a strike called on a bunt look. Walsh was looking at first. She could end the game, potentially end the game on a pickoff. That would have been a nice way. She has 1 already tonight.
I mean, you have to expect that Emmy Lang is going to take a steal a base here if the opportunity presents itself. I mean, you have to with 2 outs here in the inning.
And that's a hit by pitch. So Roberts going to get on to first. Lang gets to second and have runners on first and second with 2 outs.
Next up for Dedham, first base number 2.
Megan McNamara coming to the plate. Starts with 1. Wolverines up 9-1. Going to mount any kind of comeback or even just try and get runs across the plate in your final inning. Starts with that first one. Laying on second. Walsh having a couple words with Mulkeen as they focus in on getting the last out, or work to get the last out in this game. McNamara, 0 for 2, 2 strikeouts. I imagine Mulkeen's going to have some behind these pitches, and she does. Terrific fastball there. Pumped that one right in there.
I think that was a foul tip.
Yeah.
So.
0-1 pitch, showing bunt. Missed on that bunt, and 2 strikes now.
Mulkeen looking to get strike 14 to end this game.
Yes. We have our first fire truck, so we got 4 trains, 1 fire truck. We're getting it all tonight. And hopefully a 14th strikeout from Mulkeen. Wind and deliver. Outside. That's a ball called. We're also going to check in with the umpire. The other umpire is going to say no, the runner or the bat did not break the plane.
It was close. I almost questioned it, but they have a better view than I do. And
1 ball and 2 strikes. Runners on first and second. Pitch from Mulkeen. And she gets the strike out looking. Bridget Mulkeen gets the strikeout to end the game. Her 14th strikeout of the game. And the Wolverines coming away winners on senior night, 9-1. Evan, any final remarks on the game tonight? What an amazing game.
A remarkable game, a remarkable night for the seniors here for Westwood and Dedham. Overall, exactly what you need if you're Westwood, you know. get the win, get, one game closer to a TVL title competing. You have to, celebrate this win, but remember, you got eyes on the prize, a bigger prize with a tough Hopkinton team coming in to Westwood on Wednesday.
Yep.
And you have some good momentum, so doesn't Hopkinton off of a 12-2 win. So the big thing for this team is carry this momentum, keep the energy, get a couple good days of practice in and look to build towards Hopkinton. This is when these teams are going to step up, and we saw Westwood step up big tonight. Excited to follow that game and see what happens.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, that's going to do it here from Morrison Park on a very memorable senior night. We haven't had any that haven't been, but what a game for the Wolverines, coming away 9-1 winners, and they are enjoying it out there right by the pitcher's circle, and they deserved it. And that is going to do it here, folks. Thank you for tuning in. Evan Cardamino, camera Morgan Donnie on microphone. Westwood Media Center coverage of your Westwood Girls Softball. Take care, folks, and we'll see you all soon.